And we're back. I need to put Elder in. The live is on. The live is real. The live is back. How's everybody doing?
So far, pretty good. If you know, you know.
Do you think the world is controlled?
By Mrs. Crawford?
No, by people who tried to tell... I forgot. What did he tell us? How real people make love by looking... What did he say? He was giving us a tutorial on something.
Which guy?
The last guy you showed us.
Oh, that
the guy
was just,
who asked how to be a good kisser?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you asked Joan Crawford, yeah. What did Joan Crawford say? You just got to be a good listener.
Yep.
Oh, regardless, it's fine. We're here, we're ready, and we're live. We're back. Hopefully everybody's ready for another jam-packed episode here on Toilet Time, In Your Face, Smear Reality, Matrix Network Television.
Yabba dabba do.
But before I get into our first topic of discussion, Elder, you want to run through the chats?
Yeah, as soon as I can find them. Absolutely. Hold on. You play the hold music again. Dun 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 dun.
Just in case anybody was reminiscing.
Ah, there it is.
We are back.
All right, let's see. Here we go.
Hopefully everybody had a great week.
What is happening?
Ready for some good pew 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 conversation from Frederick 8250.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Yes. We're starting off as usual with Iron Man Metal Bill Dank. What do you say, Bill? Top of the toilet tank, he says, and I say right back at you, sir. Frederick, welcome, Top G, he says. And I said, yo, and I said, running a little behind, just kind of give him a little warning. Noah Cloud in there early saying, was good in the hood, and I said, what's up? Brian Rod, man, we got a full house, folks, today. I'm loving it. Brian Rod, yo, like a yo-yo. You stole the thought right out of my brain. Then he says, we're alive. I lost gravity yesterday at the toilet. Boy, is it a mess. Yeah, I could understand that. You do not want to be on the toilet when you lose gravity. Hit that like, he says. Well, always appreciate that. Then we said we're about to go live. Then Noah says that gravity loss was awesome. Cleaned my whole yard. There you go. Glad to see something positive came out of it. Let's see. Frederick says tough times never last. Tough people last. And it looks like he accidentally leaned on his keyboard. Then he said was good. Yo. Put the folk on pod. Put that folk on pod. Pew, pew, pew. I almost lost myself. Okay, well, it sounds like you were tripping a little there, Frederick, but hopefully you got reality reeled back in. And Bill says, lost gravity during mid-spank and got it in my eye. You never want to get a shot in your eye. Anyway, there we are, up to date as the usual manic insanity that is the chats on the Matrix Network Live.
Yeah, somebody, there was a paper, I'm not going to pull it out, but there was a paper on some British engineer who was telling us that there's a way to prevent being restricted or held down or having to deal with the effects of gravity. But something that's more important to all of us, popular erectile dysfunction drug is linked to vision-threatening eye disease. So
I guess that's why I wear glasses, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
That's tough.
There's long-term tadalafil use for urinary system symptoms was associated with a high likelihood of glaucoma and elevated eye pressure. So if you take
What are you on about?
tadalafil, be careful because you're going to get glaucoma.
I just went to the eye doctors and she said my eyes were good, so I'm clear.
Well, you know what they say. Be careful, you're going to poke your eye out.
Yeah, or stop that, you're going to go blind.
Yeah. But it's only because you take tadalafil.
I like smelling the daffodils, but I don't know about as you don't eat them,
Well, it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, on to great times, great places, and great measures. Is there something great?
Yes.
I mean, that was more projected toward our greatness here, Royal Highness. Royal Hiney. I see you put on your glasses, which makes me feel like you have something very astute and prominent
Either
to
that
share
or
with us.
he was paying attention to that last article you just read.
Yeah, it's the daffodils.
Yeah. Simfidel.
Well, I mean, if you guys want more information, apparently also quality manufactured homes are ready. But outside of that, if you don't pay, I guess you're not going to watch and be able to read this. But I was going to tell you guys that apparently
I know when the hotline bling.
COVID vaccines are not linked to miscarriages, and they're going to tell us how we know that.
Oh, good.
Oh,
But,
good, because I was worried.
Yeah.
I didn't want to,
I mean, what else do you want to talk about? You want to talk about El Salvador?
Well, I feel like that could have been a good pro-choice drug. If you didn't want to have a kid, you just get the vaccine. They could have advertised it like that. They still can advertise it like that.
That would be an extreme conflict of interest for a lot of people.
Yeah, well,
or maybe not. I don't know. I get my political causes confused sometimes. So,
Do you think people should be on the on-rise of having children?
Only in certain circumstances.
Oh, so you think we should eliminate people having children?
well, my wife was barren.
No. I don't think we should eliminate
Barren?
people having children. But what happened?
My wife was barren for the longest time. My third one, anyway.
Well,
She was related to the Baron.
No, she was just barren.
Oh.
Until, of course, we procreated and inoculated.
Then she wasn't.
I was just thinking because, if we don't have children and, people stop having children, have you thought about what that world looks like?
More places to park. Less lines at the supermarket.
Yes, very good.
Easy
very
to find
good.
a chair in the movie theater. Listen, you're sounding pretty good here to me.
Yeah, but who's gonna be the next? I mean, I guess there's two options here. Like, if you don't have the next generation of humans, you got to have something else. It's not like they're just gonna eradicate our function here.
The next generation coming up is a bunch of meat puppets anyway, so we're doomed either way.
You think it has to be that way?
it seems to be turning out that way. No, I don't think it has to be. I just think we're doing a terrible job of bringing up young people today. We're sticking them in front of a screen at a young age, and then we're handing them a screen, and they can't do anything. They can't do anything, and it's sad. It really is sad. And yeah,
They could
so
change their gender.
yeah, and that, and you know, $5 will get you fries at McDonald's.
Well, you're making this sound like it's a universal constant. It's like, do you think the whole world shouldn't be producing children? If you think that the problem is people are too saturated with technology and that's the reason they shouldn't have children.
I think India should definitely stop.
I was going to say some places that are overpopulating should definitely stop because they're producing more people than they have the resources to take care of. So that's pretty stupid.
And quite frankly, that makes us feel insecure.
Wow, that's real racist. I mean, I don't want to be the person to tell some country that you should stop producing babies, but you think that's the answer? You think the answer is we just need to stop so that we don't have no more of these what you consider problematic future generations?
I think there's a couple. I mean, just like any issue, it's complex. There's no simple answer, and it's not a 1 or 0. I mean, number one, I think we need to do a better job raising our kids. I mean, and obviously that reflects back on the parents. The bottom line is if you don't have the time, resources, or energy to raise a kid right, don't raise the kid. I mean, I can't, I know it sounds cruel, but I mean, the bottom line is like children need guidance. They need attention. They need, educating. They need discipline. That takes time and energy. And, if you just don't have that time and energy for whatever reason, then it's kind of irresponsible.
And it's not like at the gas or the fire station.
You get a pet, right? You get a dog or a cat, and you find out it's too much work. You just drop it off at the rescue, right? That doesn't quite work with kids.
Well, my brother threw his away.
We've shown that before. They got those safety drop-off boxes.
Just
not for the kid or the dog.
The kid.
Yeah, no, he didn't do that. He threw his dog away.
Oh.
In the garbage.
Oh. Was it still alive when he did that?
No, they
euthanized it?
Yeah, they put a needle in its neck. Well, that was his second dog. His first dog, they just lit it up. They burned it to a crisp.
Why?
Because it's ancient. It's just ancient ritual stuff. I don't know, man. You're asking too many questions.
Oh man, I know. I'm sorry.
Try to keep it ancient around here.
Yeah, well, I know about that.
Around these parts.
I ain't burning up no dogs.
Around these parts.
That's right.
So would you encourage all our audience to not have children?
Listen, I am not making that decision for anyone. I'm simply giving advice.
And your advice is to raise them right?
Well, my advice is, think about it twice before you do it because it's a great responsibility.
Now let's think about what you're saying, though.
A lot of people think it's just good times, and it's fun.
Is your idea of raising a child right based upon your experience as a child, which was back in the 60s or 70s?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that. Well, I mean, I feel like people that, and okay, I'm a boomer, but even after that, the Gen Xers, there was more of a appreciation for life because I think we went out and experienced life. We got into trouble, we skinned our knees, we just experienced things. And I think the newer generation lives behind a screen, and everything they experience. I mean, even down to friends, they're all on a screen. And you take them outside and you try to have them experience some sort of social interaction, and they don't know how to cope because they're raised behind a screen. And I don't know. I think it's doing a lot of harm to our society.
Well, the way
I
the
don't think
society
it's
is
gonna be
moving forward, don't you think that's what's optimal for them?
Well, there's a difference between what looks like is going to happen and what should happen. I mean, I don't think we need a civilization of zombies that are stuck in front of a screen. I mean, it's the same thing as the intro to this. I mean, it's such a great illustration. The intro that we use to the live, the 10-minute clip. I mean, it's just it when you think about it, it hits kind of hard. Every time I see that scene of the girl up on the ledge and she jumps and everyone's just taking pictures and when she hits, everyone just walks away with their face in the screen, and there's that one poor little guy just standing there. I mean, that I think that is such a brilliant illustration of, I think, what our society is turning towards.
That little guy is you, isn't it?
Might be.
Well, the reason why I asked this was because it's a quandary I was thinking about. Can you have both, or do you have to give up one to have the efficiency of the other? Like, if you're going to have a world that's saturated by technology, can you have a world that's saturated by the embodiment of just humanity? Or do you have to compromise one so you can have the efficiency of the other? Like, if we become too embathed in humanity and the love for humanities, will that restrict our efficiency for technology, and vice versa? If we get too infatuated with technology, of course, the cause is the loss of humanity. Can you actually have both and efficiency?
Well, we did. I mean, think about the advent of television.
Not this again.
What? What did I say? What?
You're going to say we have lost the work ethic.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm not.
All right.
Oh, man. No, I won't rear that ugly head. No, we had technology, and we had technology that we were told was going to rot our brains, and that was TV. Kids sat in front of the TV, and it's like, stop watching so much TV; it's going to rot your brain.
Yeah, but you know how advanced technology is
getting.
How did we
disengage from it? I mean, we did sat and watched hours of TV, but we still disengaged from it.
But isn't our infatuation with technology now just a byproduct of our environment, which is just a byproduct of all this technology? Like, you don't have a choice. Your world is nothing but just technology. So if you get too restrictive back to the humanities, then you're going to be lost in the world of technology.
No, I think there's a balance. I think you can achieve a balance
and efficiency.
But it takes no. I don't think it's no, not at all. Because you can't tell me that someone glued to a screen all day is being efficient.
No, I'm saying efficiency for the outcomes of the highest gains for whichever path you take. Like, if you want to maximize technological advancement, then don't you have to restrict something else?
It's a matter of discipline. If you restrict the time that you're spending, because the other question is, what are you doing when you're plugging into the technology? Are you doom scrolling? Are you playing a video game? If you're sitting there, working on financial stuff, working on educational stuff. I mean, if you're improving yourself or your situation, what are you laughing at, Colleen?
Yeah, I laugh at things. So things replay in my head over and over again. So I can literally replay movie scenes and scenes from shows and stuff that I've seen 10 years ago all the way up to now. I don't have a photographic memory, but anyway, it has nothing to do with what you're saying or anything.
I know I'm up on my soapbox here, but
a thought crossed my mind. It has nothing to do with anything contextual to what we're talking about.
Well, I was just sitting there thinking, people try to make parallels where there's differences. I don't see much different. Like, if you go back in the 60s and 70s, yeah, people were playing outside, but that's because our advancement was more structures and architecture and building buildings and roads and infrastructure. And so naturally the technology was outside. And so people were outside because everything needs a consumer. You need consumers. And they were doom scrolling back then. It was just a different kind. They were just consumed with outside consumption, whatever those products are. Now, technology is based upon inside, and now you need consumers for that still, just like before, but they're just as active. It's just on the inside. And so those who were proactively consumers on the outside, they see an antithesis to today, which is now consumers on the inside. And so nowadays they're looking at boomers and they're saying, well, that doesn't exist anymore, and they want us to go back. And the boomers are like, oh, you're missing out because you can't experience what we did. But the boomers aren't experiencing what the Gen Zs and Alphas are. Is there really any difference?
Yeah, the difference is the consequences.
Well, isn't the consequences the same, just look different?
No, not at all.
How's that?
Functionality.
Explain.
These kids that are trapped in this technology zombie state, they can't function. They can't function out in society. They can't contribute. They can't.
But why is that necessary if the whole future is going to be digital?
Because the whole future. All right. So when you say it's going to be digital,
consumer,
the consumer base is going to be digital. Has to be a people that are functioning in society. Like the consumer side of it, I understand what you're saying. If people are just sitting in a screen and they're making money somehow by, working remotely, I guess, and, they're spending their money, that's fine. But there still has to be people out there manufacturing goods. There has to be people out there working in the electric plants and the water processing plants, and the idea that, we still have utilities. They have to be working at the utilities for the internet.
Why can't they just do all that as a remote operator?
I don't, because there's still physical demands.
Yeah, I know, but like they could be operating something at their house remotely, like operating these autonomous or these automational functions.
No, well, you're doing two things. You're assuming that the automation is going to be far enough advanced that you'll be able to do all the jobs automated, which...
Well, I'm saying the future is... everything's moving. It's a progress. Of course, you may not be there today, but it's moving towards that. So aren't they just building the generation to live in that kind of world? If they had a generation that was focused on outside activities, you clearly wouldn't have a generation who would know how to do any of this technological activities, not to the efficiency levels that they're trying to transform the world into.
If you're intelligent enough, you can learn to do anything. So it doesn't matter in terms of what the circumstances were as you were growing up, in terms of, like I'm saying, being outside and experiencing life. I'm talking more of a social, like, can you interact with other people to get things done? Are we all going to, is it going to be, a billion islands of self just sitting there and looking at a screen and ordering things online?
I don't know, but
we still need to have a partition.
Do you think the future, if the future changed today with the technology that we have, that all remains. Everything remains. Our infrastructure, our technology, our movement forward remains. But we all revert back to an 70s, 80s mentality of humanities. You think that the future would progress efficiently?
I think if we were using technology as the tool it was meant to be, yeah, I think we'd be fine.
You don't think that, like, if anything you use, you start to love it and you start to transform into it? A good example is your cell phone.
I think as a society, we're enslaved to that technology.
But isn't that because that's where the world is moving? Not because of a bias that we want the world to look like something?
So I'll take your point and say, if it's where the world is moving, then God help the world, because it's not a world. That's not a world I particularly want to live in. So
right. That I get that. That's fair. It's not a world that you may want to live in, but it's a world that's happening. Just like when the TVs came out in the 50s, I'm sure people in the 30s like, this is not a world I want to be in. Yeah. Isn't that just like every progression movement of the world transforming? Older generations revert to saying, you aren't like my life.
If you could prove to me or show me that there is a betterment And I think that's what this generational thing is. You want to leave the world better than you came into it. Like, you want to see things getting better. And I think it's frustrating and sometimes heartbreaking when you see the direction of the world isn't particularly moving in a direction that you think is going to be good for it, civilization or the people in it. So, I mean,
Well,
if you
I'm
were
just
like,
saying. See, my original question was about children.
Hmm.
If the world is moving progressively towards a direction, should we encourage people not to have children because we don't like the way it's happening? If that was
I
the
know
case,
people that are doing that.
right.
I actually
But
know there's relatives that are not having children because they don't like the state of the world.
right, but if that's the case, that means they're thinking that their idea of the world is the right one instead of the world that they're moving into. So then you're just going to say, I don't want this world, so I'm not going to produce no children.
Mm-hmm.
But if everybody
Well,
did that, then that'd be the end of the world. Instead
also
of
keep
moving
in
in the
mind-
direction that the
I don't know
snowball
if
is
it would be
happening.
the end of the world. I think there'd be a reduction in population, which again, considering the stress on
go.
infrastructure, that may not be a bad thing.
Right. And if that's what happened, the only people that will be eradicated are people that have this mindset. And everybody who remains are the people that are going to be continuing on the world as it is and moving towards that direction. So it'd be people like you that just be gone, or anybody who have your mentality. It's
Yeah,
not the world would change. It's just be people that have your mentality would just be gone because they're not having
Yeah.
children no more.
But what if, I'm just saying, playing devil's advocate here, what if all of a sudden if a new, like a new
Truth bombs.
Luddites, and the Ludditism, I guess, were to emerge, where for some reason it was more of cool, or to get away from technology. What if a movement started where they were like, you know what, I'm going to be cool. I'm not going to deal with technology. I'm going to put my phone down. I don't need
Don't
it.
they have the Amish?
I guess maybe they'll be the only ones that'll, in their little enclaves, they'll keep going, I guess.
But don't they even have to get new people into their society so that they don't eradicate themselves?
No, they're an insular society. They have children and they raise the children and that, so on and so forth.
Yeah, I know, but that much interconnectivity, it becomes very limited. It's not going to be able to expand to higher levels of efficiency.
The Amish have been around for a while. There's some pretty large communities.
Right, but
out
now
there.
you can tell that they're making a lot of compromises. They're not like what they used to be because technology is growing.
Well, I've seen back in the day I used to push pencils, and there's automatons that do that now.
Mm-hmm.
They actually make fully automated little, it's like a humanoid figure, and it actually pushes the pencil like this. Like it writes. You just wind it up and it's just like this big gearbox, but it looks like a human, and it can actually write a letter. So Amish people could get one of those.
I'm sure they will. You can have like a wind-up version of it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's a fully automated, it's not a robot, but so it doesn't need electricity. All it is just a bunch of gears and levers.
What I guess I was thinking is, I think we still should encourage people to have lots of children. Just because we don't like our preferences.
Yeah,
of
but the
way.
children coming out nowadays look like a bunch of cartoon characters.
Yeah, but that's what everybody says from older times to newer times.
No, I mean, yeah, but this time we're serious.
Yeah, I think
Hey,
everybody's serious.
I was playing my role. What can I tell you?
Yeah, like right now, like
Expectations,
the three of us have facial features, distinct facial features. We all three look different. In the younger kids, they all have round heads, round faces, no facial, and they're like, some of them are turning 18, 20 years old. The older now, I guess the Gen Zs, Gen Alphas, they are lacking. They're becoming adults, but they're still lacking facial features. I don't know what that's all about. Like, they look like babies still. No facial features. Their face is still round. They still have all the baby fat cheeks and everything.
It's all the plastic in their brain. They're aging, but they're not growing.
I guess people used to say that coffee would do that to you. That coffee would stunt your growth.
I hear you, colleague, but I'm not Epstein. I don't care what this next generation looks like. I just think we can't project our ideas into the idea of neglectance of human beings. I still think we need to produce human beings because I think everybody's going to feel that way.
They're worthless.
Yeah, see, and that's what every older generation thinks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but we're actually producing. We do produce products. Like millennials, as worthless as they are, they do produce something. Not all of them are staying in their mom's basement and living off their mom's and dad's wealth and stuff. They're actually, a lot of them are actually doing things and building things.
You know, there is always in every transition, there's an intermediated state where the transition period is very difficult, but eventually it's going to flip. It's going to transition into the new function, and it's going to have its efficiency at some point. But every transition period, there's always going to be this weird place. And I think that's where we're at, but I don't think we should take what we see right now as in that's a guarantee of what it's going to look like in the future. So let's have no children. I just don't think that's the answer.
I don't either.
No, you're right. But I also disagree with the point that people are worthless. I think every person has value. So,
well, I mean, I guess that's who's asserting the efficiency, right? If you're as a corporation,
well, if you are producing something,
they fire you.
Like bare minimum, you have to produce something for society. You can't live on Xbox all day, every day.
Well, that's not true. There's always going to be the consumers, and they're probably going to be the less. They're going to be probably.
But you need to have something to get the consumption. You don't consume for free.
It depends on if the normal function of supply and demand exists. If not, that's not necessarily true.
So that's a good point. What happens when the consumers outweigh the producers? Because we're all producing this small generation that's left of us, and the mass majority of the population, by exponential quantities, the consumers, these little gen betas, they're little blobs of goo, and they don't produce anything for society. All they do is consume, and we can't produce fast enough for their consumption.
Again, if you think about normal, traditional Keynesian functions, that's true, but that's because resources and productivity is limited by a human dependency.
Yeah, and
if not, and it starts to slowly transition out of that, what's more important is consumers, because consumers enhance the technology. It trains the technology. The consumer actually, by just consuming, you actually enhance technology just by consuming and playing with entertainment, playing with technology.
But they're eating all of our resources.
But when resources become
plentiful. These blobs are going to eat all of our resources.
But when resources become plentiful, which they will be.
From machines.
RAM chips.
No, through memory. What I'm thinking about the base is substance, food, drink. When those things become more plentiful, then really it's just about how to utilize humans to further evolve technology. You don't have to be a big contributor to production as much as a contributor to R&D, research and development. And the consumers just become free research and development instead of being the producers themselves. That's the transitional period. And that could take a while, but that's eventually what I think happens. Humans become research and development instead of producers.
Interesting.
And we're in a perfect snowball for that to happen.
Yeah. I was going to say this is a fascinating discussion, but the chats are backing up.
Oh, okay.
So if we can jump on the chats and see what our audience has to say here. Bill says, I'm so high they call me Your Highness, Mike D. He says, we need more white babies. He says, my uncle was a baron during World War II. And he said, with no children, who would the Epstein class have to blackmail with? Okay. And then Frederick says, I was watching Living with Michael Jackson interview or documentary, whatever you call. I concluded he was under possession and he was in the club in capital letters. And then Frederick says no in capital letters.
I
Then
think he's talking about Club 33.
Oh, well, I don't know what that is, but we
Shout out to Walt Disney.
Then Frederick says we're not doomed. Hey, welcome back,
good.
Tom. Tommy's on there. He says inflation isn't making it much easier for average people to have kids. Economy needs to completely shift to manufacturing. People need to have kids to keep things moving forward. Interesting point. Then Frederick says, Tom, by the way, I believe this. Say you and your wife work really hard just to pay the bills and handle everyday stuff. Then over time, you lose your mental peace and you can't even have a, where'd I go? Can't even have a good sex life anymore. That's why I think this happens. Oh, in other words, people stop having kids because they're so stressed out they don't even want to be intimate anymore. So, then Frederick says, LOL, elder lagging. I don't know if he means me mentally or on the webpage. I don't know what. Tommy says yes, but we must wait up for our fellow elder. He's also not completely wrong. Some stop can't be completely automated. Maybe some stuff can't be completely automated, but hosts and colleagues think that they can. Well, I don't know if I know host definitely has some opinions. I don't know about colleague, but I'll get back to that. And he says white collar jobs will be automated, and the jobs that we're talking about have been automated for years. But also both parents have to work, and they did in the past. That's making a big issue. Tommy says, Frederick. And he says, those relatives are being tricked, and it's a shame, elder. It would be the end of modern world. Oh, when I mentioned about them not having kids, yeah. It has a lot to do with their thought of the current administration too, unfortunately. Let's see. Tommy says world. Oh, yeah, because of the type. Frederick says, my stand is we should produce children, not a lot of children. So you're saying just keep producing them, but don't make an effort to make more. Tom says, I know plenty of Amish and they regularly use phones, even the older Amish. He says we should produce more than 2 to exceed replacement rate of the parents. And King James says, King James, he's shown up. And he says, here. So that catches us up. Yeah, interesting.
I guess if the government ever wanted to tell us that, if they ever wanted us to procreate more,
yeah,
all they have to do is tell us not to have kids. Just tell us not to have kids, and that's when you're going to see everybody start having kids. That's the same thing.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Right now, they're telling us to have more kids, which is turning people off. They're doing this reverse psychology trick.
The only reason I brought it up is because I was thinking, because it's so natural for a lot of people to say what you're saying. We shouldn't have kids because these kids produced today are not efficient. That's a normal rhetoric that's being said. And I was trying to think, is that real? Is that true? And I don't know. And I would think I would agree. But then I was like, if I'm being honest, it's like if I lived in another country and I try to project what I think raising a child should be like, and that's the metric you should use to produce more children, and if not, you should stop. Would that be a right metric to use? And I would think it's the same thing that's happening in this dialogue. It's we think a certain metric should be used as a standardized function of how to raise children, but we're living almost like another country, this is a transition to a different world. And we're projecting the same idea. Well, it needs to be like this, which was this old function of children raising. And we need to bring it into this world.
Uh-oh.
And the reality is that'd be no different than trying to tell another country, you should be raising it in this way, or your children are not efficient or good or productive. I don't know if that's right or true.
Yeah. I don't know. This is just one old guy's opinion. You know what I mean? I
was just trying to be transparent with myself, thinking in my own head.
I hear what you're saying.
Because it's easy to demonize because you see this idea of what's being produced today, and you see that it seems very inefficient. But you can make that same argument if you just go to another country.
Well, I'm also not sitting in a high school classroom right now with my contemporaries. I mean, maybe there is a lot of energy still out there, maybe a lot of creativity. Maybe they're not all screen zombies, maybe some of them are just using it as a tool while they're, they pursue other interests and hobbies and whatever. I'll admit, being at my age, I don't really have, my finger on the pulse of the younger generation. If there's any folks out there in the chat, if you have kids that are, late teens or, high school age, I'd be curious to hear what you're experiencing with them. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is the only thing I was thinking. It's like the world is changing. A lot of us aren't comfortable how it's changing and what it's turning into. So the alternative is not to contribute to the world itself by contributing more offspring. But by doing such, you're not fixing a problem. All you're doing is eradicating you and your people who have that perspective. There's still going to be people who have children. It's just the ones who are okay with how the world's turning out. It's not like there's going to be no more people. It's just going to be the people who don't like the world. They'll just no longer exist.
I couldn't help but notice that Tom's last comment here. I will go up and read through the chats, but Tom's comment is very germane. He says, I have a few Gen Z working with me, and I actually think they're pretty damn impressive and creative. And I will say that, what I'm talking about is like anything else. It's like a bell curve. I mean, you are going to have your exceptional young people out there. When I was involved with running the IT help desk at a university, we were able to have student workers, and we hired them. I mean, even though they were just making a stipend from the university, we still had a choice. We could pick them. We interviewed them, and we chose them. And I'm thinking of some of the outstanding students and actually employees that they turned out to be. And the really cool thing is, I still see a lot of them on LinkedIn and see how successful they are and how far they've gone. And so, yeah, I will say that there are always the exception to the rule, I guess you could say, of what we're seeing. And it doesn't dictate that every single young person is going to be the same way. But I'm glad to see that that Tom, that you're working with some of them that are impressive. That's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just looking at the long-term picture.
Yeah, that could be the other thing. I mean, I don't know if we're talking about the same timelines here.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, if the world continues on and like it's always been, for the next 50, 100, 150 years, technology and society always changes, and technology is the big factor in how it changes, and our children are going to be a byproduct, not of us. It's going to be a byproduct of their environment because it's more powerful through influence.
I think that's where we differ. I was not considering the far future. I was considering the next 20 to 30 years. When
Well, that's just a stepping
when the
stone to
current
the
young
50,
people.
100 years.
Well, what I was thinking is when the current generation of young people become the functioning adults that are working in society, being politicians in the government, pretty much running the world. That's kind of what I was thinking. But you have a much better um, outlook of the far future, which I can't argue. Like you said, in a transitionary period, we might be seeing that bumpy road right now, and once it settles, it may be completely fine. And
Well,
I'm not
I
I'm
can't
not willing to
imagine in
say that won't
100.
happen.
Can't imagine 100 years from now it's going to be
Oh,
just like
things will look
this.
much different. Yeah,
And
either
so,
we'll be completely destroyed, or things will be
right,
pretty
just
good.
and assuming that it progresses like it's always been,
Yeah,
and if that's what happens, then of course the children will be different. They have to be.
yeah, yeah.
And to
That's
assume
true.
that we need to stop that, you're actually going to restrict the advancement of technology.
Yeah. All right. See, you won me over. Good argument.
Well, I'm
Good
saying that
debate.
so we shouldn't think that we shouldn't have children. That just means you just want the world to end. And I think that's pretty callous if you're trying to be a humanitarian. I think that itself is pretty anti-humanitarian. Just
Yeah,
because you don't like the way the world's
well,
going, we should end the world.
I wasn't thinking the end of the world. I was thinking the better chance of the world to survive with resources and such if we pared down a little, and especially if we have more people that will be able to function to keep that infrastructure working. That's kind of where I was going with mine. Not let it die out, but give it a better chance of survival if we kind of hone things a little. Or,
Well,
but
I think
but,
people will
I
find,
can't argue with what you're saying though.
because
So
I think people will innately survive. It's just going to look very different.
yeah.
I don't think they're going to lose their survival instinct.
All right, the chats are heating up.
I think the biggest thing that's going to shift, though, that I think the reason why the transition period is so weird now is because of psychology.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the psychological thing. There's most humans today, even young Gen Alphas, Gen Zs, they still have an older psychology of the world, so they're a lot more depressed. They seem purposeless, and they don't have this direction in life. But I think it's the old transition of psychology to the new transition of psychology that hasn't happened yet. And so until that gets settled out, I don't think they're going to be able to be efficient.
So you think the Gen
you're just-
Alphas and Gen Betas maybe will be more happy in general?
Well, I think their children maybe, because I think there's going to be more advancement that makes things more smooth, which there's going to be different ways to receive those dopamine triggers and purpose and direction. Right now it just seems pretty wandering, like you're just wandering right now. There's a lot of hopes and dreams, but there's no actual placement. But once placement becomes real in the future, I think that psychology will change and people will find a new way to find their dopamine triggers activated and not just feel like they're wandering once they have a place.
Isn't there like some 80s singer who sings a song about trying to find his place in this world?
The guy who's in a corner, losing his religion?
And that guy, he found his place.
That was Michael Stipes. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, King James says here. It's the least amount he's ever said.
I can't read it, but I think he dropped a whole article.
Yeah, I saw it down there, which is the typical AI James. Frederick says here, baby. And he says, kids today's are just birds. Then Tommy says, I think the kids are just a product of and after how hard their parents were brainwashed. I really don't blame them for how they were raised. None of what is going on has been natural or made much sense. That is true. No logical progression on the timeline.
But I expect that in the transitional period.
Yeah. Which, having explained that, it makes much more sense. And you know what I say? Stop making sense. Let's see. We got King James. Okay, here we go. The U.S. is projected to add about 835,000 people in 2026, the smallest gain since 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic. If current trends persist, the United States would face population decline within the next decade. And then King James says, not King James, Tommy Boy says, I have a few gens. Oh, I already said that about working with him. Yeah, I'm caught up there. Then he says, well, it says add them, but does that involve immigration? Oh, wow. King James says, many European countries have experienced slow growing or declining populations for decades, offering useful lessons about adapting or to demographic change. Active aging policies in Europe aim to help older adults remain healthy, socially and economically engaged through coordinated national strategies on employment, lifelong learning, health services,
That's a bunch of nothing.
and
It's like,
long-term
hey,
care.
we got this program for old people. That's
Oh my
why they're
goodness,
having a
he's
great
still
life.
going. He's still
Like,
going.
what are you
Hold
doing?
on. Wow, my goodness. King James says, erectile dysfunction, ED, is a common medical condition affecting millions of men in the U.S., but it is not a driver of American declining population growth.
No, but
I thought it was.
It's a decline in eye health, glaucoma specifically.
Yeah. Tommy says, my point is it's not feckless. They certainly have potential if properly incentivized, but you as a boss need to be creative in how you structure that. Amen. I will definitely agree with you there. Yes. It is really cool. That's what Tommy says. It's really cool. It is. Working with young people can be very rewarding. And if you're in a mentorship position, that is just unbelievably rewarding, which is what I loved about the job as the help desk manager. I was getting to be a mentor to these young folks, and that was so rewarding. I really do miss it.
I can imagine how rewarding it must have been.
Yeah, I still have my
Yes.
dimples.
And not it's just so we're on the same page, not in an Epstein sort of way, just so you know.
No, of course
Like,
not.
yeah, no, I mean,
We're not saying anything of the sort. We are totally against Epstein.
yes, down with
Yeah.
Epstein.
Yeah, we prefer legal, everything legal.
Yes, yeah, Epstein should hang it up. Whoops, he already did. Sorry. Too soon.
No, he's still around. It's the Boston Bay Butcher or whatever his name is.
Isn't
the
the Florida
Palm Beach
guy
pitcher.
Florida
Yeah.
man, Bob from Florida or something? Or?
Yeah. Pete the
Oh, Pete.
The Penthouse player.
Yeah, Pete from Florida is actually
PPP loans.
yeah.
it's the something Bay.
King James says, I agree. That's it. Just I agree. Frederick says, I'm always shocked when I hear so few words from King James. I think this dividing people into Gen Z, Millennials, and Gen X is a bit BS. FK that. Kids become like how they were raised and how corporations programmed them to be. Dimitri Oswald, Reality Revolt, Instagram Reels. Again, Frederick, it sounds sort of like a stream of consciousness sort of thing that I don't quite understand. I'm a little concerned for you, buddy. Maybe you could expand on some of that. And Tommy Boy just sent a laughing till he cries emoji.
So, a couple of comments I want to make.
Yeah.
One concerning King James thing and something host was talking about earlier. The second thing is the distinguishing between Gen Zs, Gen Alphas, Gen X, and all that stuff. It's an easy way to segregate and bring segregation back and really polarize people, you know. It's a really easy way to make people feel small, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you're going back to the box.
You like that box?
No, you can't put me in a box.
You're just talking
Are
about
you
segregation.
checking boxes?
No. You can't put me in a Trojan either. Shout out to, what's his name? The Baby or Big Baby or whatever his name is. Big Sax, yo. Anyway. people
Big loins.
earn their stripes. Now, I've had Gen Z friends who actually still read hard copy books. So
Good on them.
yeah, like you could, yeah. But that's not the typical Gen Z. The typical Gen Z are classified by people who grew up with a cell phone in their hand. And they have a specific mentality. They have a specific type of people they hang out with, and they make fun of millennials and boomers as well. So
I think every group makes fun of the other group, you know?
right, whether we like the distinguishments or not, they're here. It's like, if we could try to fight to win the rainbow back from being a gay symbol into a religious symbol, but you're good luck. You're fighting the entire earth at that point. Anyway, so the distinguishments are there. The second thing I was gonna say is the erectile dysfunction that has to do with eyesight. Do we know which one comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
Like the eyesight. I feel like the eyesight might actually lead to the other one.
According to that study, to daffodil, that contributes to glaucoma.
If it's easier to say Viagra, people know what you're talking about.
I think that one starts with an S.
Brand name.
Right. I thought you were saying earlier. I remember that, but I'm saying earlier though. I thought you were saying that blindness or problems with your eyes, glaucoma with your eyes, leads to erectile dysfunction.
According to this study,
the medication for erectile dysfunction is leading towards glaucoma.
Is the contribute, like they did the study on people who took that, and those people, comparative to a placebo, they had quite a bit higher rate of getting glaucoma. So it was the consumption of that contributed to their glaucoma.
Well, here's another distinction for you. I was thinking that maybe, I went on all these theories in my brain when you were saying that. It's like, maybe somebody who's married to a Karen, maybe they start suffering from eye stuff, and it leads to erectile dysfunction, all kinds of stuff. I mean, that would make sense. But I guess that's all trash now. So, and yeah, when I say Karen, I'm distinguishing her from other middle-aged moms who are not whining about everything.
Correlation isn't causation. I think there's multi-factor contributors. Of course, if you're trying to make an hyperbolic article, you only pick one, which is stupid. But I would say
a lot of faucets.
Yeah, I would think there's multifaceted contributors because let's assume erectile dysfunction is the reason why you're taking those kind of medications. Now we have to get to why is there an on-rise of higher levels of erectile dysfunction? It's probably because so many people have access to technology that allows for people to get into those kind of situations where they may lead to multiple reasons of erectile dysfunction. Because erectile dysfunction isn't clearly just because of blood flow. There's mental intuitiveness. A lot of things contribute to erection, not just blood flow. So if you have
happen to older men though, as they get older.
Well, that's typical. But when you're having it at 25, when you're having it at 30, there's something more now. So I would say the contributing factor would be a multifaceted reasoning. So you have hyper overstimulation, you have infinitive access. The idea of human interaction and companionship, that's no longer needed. Plus, now you're taking medication, which, like anything, when you take medication, your body becomes dependent. And though all these things are probably contributing factors, not just the medication.
What about...
And what I thought is, the reason why I thought that was interesting is, what if the agenda is to get people to take erectile dysfunction so they would have worse eyesight? And that was actually the whole reason to get people to start taking erectile dysfunction medication. So you get them to be overstimulated so they'll have this problem. Then you can feed them this erectile dysfunction medication, which in the long run makes people have worse eyesight, which if you have worse eyesight, you're going to become more vulnerable and you're going to be a less effective, I just use the word protector, or you're not going to be very efficient at fighting, defense, or anything else, or very aware because you're going to have poor eyesight. So you're going to be more vulnerable as a person. But they need you to take this medication, and it's, of course, every man wants to perform, so they'll take it if they're deficient. But the end game is to get people to have bad eyesight.
What about men who wear those high heel shoes? Asking for a friend.
If they like reading kids' books, that's, you got to take that up with Epstein and the government.
Well, not that kind of, not those.
Are you talking about the low spark of high heel boys?
I was talking about Houston, Texas.
I'm talking about Florida, where the governor, what's the guy's name?
Right now, isn't
DeSantis?
DeSantis, yeah, where he wears those high heels, right?
Or it's
platform shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about someone like him who also wears those platform shoes to gain a few inches? Do you know if they struggle or will forever struggle with ED?
Yes.
Well, yes.
Oh.
Yes. I think
I'm gonna
it's
have to make some phone
unfortunate that
calls.
just like women who are overweight, I think men who are short are looked down upon, no pun intended. There's a certain societal view that short men aren't powerful. If you're a tall man, you're powerful.
What if you're plump?
And I don't know if I don't think weight matters as much for men unless it's really excessive. But even then, if you're big, I really think it has to do with height. For some reason, taller men are better respected, are treated better, and obviously thinner women are treated better. Yeah, I don't think weight is too much. I mean, unless it's really bad and you're not carrying it very well. I think if you're just sloppy about it, I don't think that works. But if you're a man who carries that weight well, dresses well, I think I don't think it impedes people.
So you think it would go away if someone were to stop wearing those platform shoes?
I don't know. I mean, I think it could be one of the reasons why he's doing it. I mean, if he's self-conscious about his height, it could be. I don't know.
Well, I was going to say something else, but we can shift the topic if we'd like.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, I'm 6'1", so I don't know what that.
Oh, you're saying you're well
like.
endowed.
Yeah, I'm at least 5'7.5", 3/4.
Well, that's average.
Yeah, that's actually above average, like way
We're
above
talking
average.
height, not width, right?
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty girthy.
Most men are usually about 5 foot, so I'm way overdone it.
No, I think most men are probably closer to 5.5 to 6 foot. I would be my guess of average height. We could look that up, but or somebody in the chat.
We don't have to do
that.
that. We don't have to do that.
Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead.
We really don't have to do that.
Let's get the facts straight.
Jamie.
What? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's the only reason I brought all that up is because I was just trying to think about, the difference between propaganda and the imminent. There are things that are imminent that it's not necessarily propaganda. Like, they just will happen. But a lot of times propaganda is the most efficient in transitional periods because you don't know. You can't see right now with your eyes today. And the only thing you see right now is hopes and dreams. And this is where propaganda works the most. And it's a very confusing timeline. So what we do is we revert back to our securities, which is our own personal childhoods or whatever we thought was good, instead of seeing that it's not going to always be this way. Things will change. That's a guarantee.
Hopes and dreams, ways and means.
If there's time, there's hope. If there's no time, well, then it's imminent that there just won't be anything.
Time. We got nothing but time.
Yeah, but if there's time, there will be change. That's for sure. Unless people believe that in 100 years we're going to be just like today.
Well,
Yeah, some fool boomer thinking that's ridiculous.
in my culture, we like a substance called hope, and some people abuse that substance, but
Yeah,
some people don't.
don't choke on the hope.
I shout out to Bob. I personally like that substance. That's my substance of choice.
Well, you know, I have an acronym for hope.
Hate.
No. Helping our people excel.
Oh man, that's
But
good.
then we need to get hype. Helping young people excel.
Oh, we need some T-shirts, man.
Wow.
Hope in the hype. Hype the hope. So
I'm a big dreamer. I always look into the future, even though it's natural for me to think that way. I might not like what I'm seeing now, but I just know that that's the reality. Things are going to be different if time exists.
Well, dream on, dream on.
Dream on.
Do you have any acronyms for fluffer?
No, I haven't thought about that one yet. I just think it's just weird that we all get so divided on these things because we don't know our future yet. I just think it's not a fair assessment.
True.
Yeah.
By the way, I did look it up, and the average height for adult men in the U.S. is about 5'9".
Whoa, that's pretty. That's way too tall for average.
How? What did he say?
Yeah,
I was thinking about
5'9".
5'9" average in the U.S.
That's like those are giants. So what now? What now? They're gonna say that giants so Goliath was average.
Who?
Well,
Goliath.
You've met one?
the big guy from the Bible.
Well, I don't know if I've ever seen someone that was 5'9" before. That's pretty tall, and that's without platform shoes.
Colleague, barefoot. I'm 6'1". My son is 6'5", I think, maybe 6'6".
You guys are Nephilim.
So, I mean, they didn't mention that in the DNA test I took. Just that I was 1% Jewish. That's it. Didn't mention the Nephilim, but
well, they wouldn't, because they want to obscure the numbers and say that 5'9" is average. They want you to believe that.
It's funny because you strike me as a taller person. Like, I mean, I've never seen you in person, but I don't know. You just when I look at you, for some reason, you strike me as a tall person. I would have said you're probably close to 6 foot. I know that's strange, but that's just a perception I have.
Well,
a fun fact.
Maybe I have.
Me and a colleague are just about the same height.
5'3".
And we are Neanderthals.
Well, my driver's license says I'm 6 foot.
Okay. Yeah. When you're not hunched over, right?
Right.
When you stand up straight.
When I stand up straight. Actually, when I stand up straight, I'm probably a lot taller than probably like 9'3".
I know the feeling. The weight of the world on our shoulders, gentlemen.
And I'm not wearing this hat.
Yeah, I guess they won't let you take that photo ID for the driver's license with that hat on, do they?
All that.
They frown upon that. You could always add it on later, like a little sticker you could put over the photo.
It's all that big deal energy.
That big D.
BDE.
Sunny D.
BDE. It's in the pants.
E&D.
It's in the energy. Big
DVD.
Deal Energy.com.
All right. Moving on.
Yeah, let's jump back to the chats here.
Yeah, if I ever
And
open up an
the,
energy plant, that's
what's
gonna
it-
be the
what?
name.
What?
If you ever open an energy plant, this world is over. I mean, that is the end of this world.
I'm gonna hire
Well, it depends on
Tom.
the energy, right? Yeah.
Tom's
Let's
gonna
get
work for me
Tommy
now.
Boy. Yeah. We're just going to
And
sit
my
around
big
feeding
deal
people
energy.
beans all day.
He's gonna
Would
be
be a
like that
gas
meme
company.
underneath my big deal. He's gonna be like with that, the shadow over his face.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Actually, Tommy
Fasco
says
Dynamics.
corporations are only able to program your kids if you don't have time to spend with them because you're paying for them to be raised by someone else. Yeah. I mean, think about how popular the daycare industry is. Um, and something has gone drastically wrong that most households, both parents have to work in order to just maintain stability. Um, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad worked, and everything was fine. I mean, as most of the people on my street in my neighborhood, and I know that Bill could probably attend to this, having grown up in the same area. You had the dad would go out to work every day, and mom would stay home and take care of the kids. And that just slowly started to change out of the 60s into the 70s. And um, yeah, today it's almost a standard. You got to have both parents, unless the one of the two parents have an outstanding job. Both parents do have to work. It sucks because the kids getting raised by somebody else. Um, Frederick sent an interesting icon of a purple head crying. I don't know. Um, he says, Tommy Boy, exactly. You prove my point. Then Tom says, one of the kids I am talking about is a rich kid, and the other isn't. Both are great. I like to break balls, but to be honest with you, they are good. And when people act like they are hopeless, they just prove that they have never actually worked with them. Um, and they are letting their algorithm control them. Oh, I would agree. It is a kind of a neat experience. But I think on the other side of the coin, Tom, you also have to understand that you can't force somebody to work. You can't force somebody to be interested in working, being thoughtful and, productive. That has to come from somewhere. And some people have it naturally. They just have this energy. Other people, they have to kind of maybe be taught or instructed on how to access that. But there are some people that just don't want to work. They just don't want to.
Yeah,
So,
I wish we had a class that we could actually teach people how to have that kind of energy, like that
oh
really
man,
big deal energy.
boy
But
howdy. Yep.
boy howdy.
Yep.
But we just can't.
Yeah.
But real quick, Tom, I have worked with Gen Zs, and we actually had one on our show not too long ago. I don't know if you guys remember. What was his name? Associate. He was a Gen Z kid, and we tried to send him to Japan because he wanted to go. But no, he for some weird reason he backed out. He didn't have to. His dream. And there's another classification for Gen Zs because they grew up on a phone, they grew up on the internet. Most of them grow up in this fantasy where they can be TikTok famous.
Mm.
And this channel actually gave him that opportunity when it was a bigger channel and it was thriving. In fact, when he came on, he actually grew the channel exponentially. Because
Wow.
we were able to have different age groups. Because, then, you always hear us millennials and boomers bagging on other generations, and they can't really defend themselves. But that time, when he was on, he could have threw it right back at us, and we'd be fine with that. Like, I bag on millennials all the time. Because they usually are classified as losers, like the video gamers who, they just play Xbox all day in their mom's basement. That's the typical version of millennials.
Mm.
But not all men, not all Gen Zs, not all millennials, not all men, right? Yeah. Anyway, that's just. I've worked next to some worthless Gen Zs and some worthless millennials, and I've worked next to some Gen Zs and millennials who had worth. But I don't know. We gave this specific Gen Z a platform. He could have became TikTok famous. He could have had a following, and we even told him you could use this to platform yourself, step off this channel, and use it to propagate your own channel. We encouraged it, but he couldn't even show up for a couple hours a week. It's like all you gotta do is work for a couple hours a week. That's all you gotta do. But he didn't even want to do that. Yeah. It's like, this is your dream job. Well, what do you think you're going to be doing if you want to be famous? You know how much. I mean, it's not even a fraction of the work you're going to have to do to even be TikTok famous. That's a lot of work too.
Yeah. I will say, in all fairness, I have worked with boomers that have been slackers too. So it's not exclusive. I think it's a human thing, but yeah. I just wanted to throw that out there. My generation is not perfect by any means.
What?
I know it's a shocking revelation, but yeah.
Yeah, your whole generation of Nephilim, huh?
Mark it on the calendar.
You know, Nephilim actually means the fallen ones.
Thank you, appreciate that. Great. Yeah, well, I did fall a couple weeks ago, so I was one of the fallen ones.
Wow, should have stayed down.
Yeah, I should have.
But you boomers just keep on getting back up.
Oh, my hip.
You don't know how to die. There's a line off The Punisher, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Blam, blam, blam. I'm going to get you. Oh, man. It's
one way or another.
It always sounds like it's a wild movie, and it's called Snatch. But it's always, I always hate saying it because it immediately, everyone turns to their minds and go, but what? No, it means to steal, to take. It's about a robbery. Anyway, it's a good movie. Not for kids.
It's about a proverb?
Robbery.
Thievery. Oh, okay.
Thievery, yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's a real funny. It's dark, but it's funny. It's a Guy Ritchie movie. I recommend it. Not for kids.
Oh, is there action in it?
There is a lot of violence and words. Don't forget words. And some people don't want their kids exposed to, improper words, curse words. So, yeah, they probably hear worse in the schoolyard. But I know some parents try to be like, I don't want to be responsible for my kids hearing that.
Right. No, I expose my kids all the time.
They're like, shut the F up, Dad.
Mm-hmm. Have you been talking to them?
No, I just I know some things. I can yeah. Anyway, Frederick says, tough times never last, tough people do. I changed the wording of that because it sounded better. Sorry, Frederick. But I like, tough times never last, tough people last. But I like tough times never last, but tough people do. I like that better. So if you're going to put that on a t-shirt, change it. He also says, host on fire. Compliment for you. And then another strange icon of a red person this time, and he's like sweating. These icons, they're just so weird. Tommy says, yeah, it's inflation. That's why you were able to grow up like that. Yeah. Tom says, my wife will be home with the kids, LOL. I think they could be taught to work, but there has to be a hope for a future in whatever they are doing to some degree, or they won't care. And then he says, yeah, an associate left and is swimming in Japanese tail. Okay.
I hope so.
He says, yeah, but you have 10 users, so fair on him. Yeah, well, we will be a mighty empire once again. We're just waiting for folks to get a little older, and they'll be jumping on here like fish on a fish wagon. David Zerm, hello, sir, says watch Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels too. Yes, absolutely. That was kind of the first one that was the precursor to this. They're not related character-wise, but they're kind of rated sort of. They're related thematically. They're both Guy Ritchie, so yeah, you could definitely watch Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I think Snatch is better, but they're both good. And he just did a recent movie and TV series, which is weird, called The Gentleman. I think I like the TV series better than the movie, but yeah, that's something else. If you enjoy Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch, you might enjoy watching The Gentleman. Anyway, that's my entertainment pitch for this week. We're caught up.
Sitting here thinking, an old idea, I think it was brought to light by a psychologist, Piaget. It's the idea of object permanence. You know, when you do peekaboo with a kid, they're amazed because they lack the idea of object permanence. They think that you're gone, and then they think you just reappear. Or if you take a toy and you put it out the room, they think it doesn't exist anymore. They don't have the idea of object permanence. The reason why I thought that was interesting is because I think maybe that's a part of another psychological transition. It's possible that these younger generations, they're still suffering from this idea of object permanence because they don't have any guarantee of the future. They're just, wandering. They have no placement. So it's almost like a type of separation anxiety, not from a person, but from their future. If you give somebody something that they know will be guaranteed, you reduce anxiety. Once things are in limbo, of course, that causes anxiety. And if you're in a society where things all seem hopeless or wandering or you don't have a place, you are thinking you can't see the future, that just because you don't see it today, that doesn't mean the thing just magically disappeared and doesn't exist anymore. Like if I take a toy out of the room, that toy still exists even though you can't see it anymore. But child,
the perception, yes.
A child doesn't, they have to grow into the idea of object permanence.
Right.
But if you raise a bunch of, it could be teenagers or, middle-aged adults, if they don't have placement and the whole idea of their future has always been reiterated, it's in limbo, you might start creating a generation that's having a hard time with, I wouldn't call it object, but future permanence. They lack the idea of future permanence. And so it creates this high level of anxiety, a separation anxiety from themselves and the future. And they get scared. And when you get scared, what you do is you revert back to the things that you feel comfortable in, which would be something like, oh, I know there's going to be people in this game chat room. Let me go play this video game. Or let me go do this. But it's the thing, but you're removing yourself from the thing that causes you anxious, which is your future, which is, what am I going to do in my life? What am I going to be in my life? It's almost like the same thing as an infant trying to learn the idea of object permanence.
That's a really good point.
But I think that's a transitional phase problem.
Yeah, as you were saying earlier, I think you're right. It is very, very possible that some of these kids that are struggling today could wind up being some of the best leaders this country ever had. And I don't mean just politically. I mean like in business as well.
Yeah, once your future becomes guaranteed, well, now you ground yourself, and then you can start really having a future thing you don't see, and you can move towards it. But if you don't have this future permanence in your mind, it's going to create massive anxiety, and people run from anxiety in many different ways, but they don't sit there and bathe in it.
Not me.
Don't marinate in it.
And that's why I think a lot of young people would probably push away from careers, because there's nothing solidified. So it's like this illusion of permanence.
I have a feeling though that the Gen Alpha generation is going to rise up. Somebody in their who's to say, Dylan Mulvaney couldn't be the next Braveheart, or Mr. Beast.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Dylan Mulvaney?
Yeah, or someone like Jake Paul or RuPaul, any of the Pauls out there. Why couldn't they be the next reformer?
For
Well,
what?
I guess one can say it's always within the realm of possibility, but not necessarily probability.
They're going to reform what?
They're
Plausibility.
going to reform the reforms.
You guys went
Anyway.
over my head.
Look, we got more from King James.
There's you can learn a lot from reform school.
Are you into that?
Or
You like those
reform
outfits, those
school
uniforms?
girls.
I know
Yeah.
the Three Stooges went through reform school. Well, they always joked about it. Nobody actually believes that they did. It's a myth.
Certainly.
Are you into schoolgirl
Mm-hmm.
uniforms? Is that what you're into?
No,
Reform school?
reform, not
Yeah.
form school. Reform.
Oh, you like
What's
that?
with you, host? Jeez.
Well, I'm just checking.
Jeez.
Checking for the files.
Your mom went to college.
Yeah. We're all friends here. Yeah.
Sounds like an insult. Your mom went to college. You all right there, buddy?
Yeah.
All right, good. Just checking. Save the pieces. So King James says, I gotta get my straight face on. Richie left school at 15 and took entry-level film industry jobs before directing commercials. Why can't this gen do that? I don't know.
That's a good question.
Then
Which
Frederick
gen
says-
are you talking about, Mr. James?
I guess. Yeah. Well,
Like, are you
speak
talking
up.
about this gen, like your gen? We don't even know what gen you are.
Yeah, we don't know what gen he is. He or she. I mean, I think we have figured out it's a he, but
I'm
we have
pretty
no idea
sure.
how old they are, or what race they are either. I don't think we don't know much about King James other than the fact that I believe it's an AI. But what the heck? And to prove that point, Frederick says Andrew Garfield versus Garfield the cat. Who would win? And I think Garfield the cat, because he's a cartoon, and if you know anything about toons, they cannot be killed or destroyed. So Andrew Garfield would eventually just give up because he couldn't take out Garfield the cat.
I feel like Andrew Garfield would rip up that cat. I think he would tear it to shreds.
But the shreds would just reform into the cat again. You can't destroy toons.
I think
It's been
colleagues
proven.
hungry.
Every single cartoon you've ever seen, I mean, they get blown up, they get shot. There's like holes in them. Their beaks get blown off. They're all
don't even know where we're at
smoking,
now.
and no, they all come back though. I'm telling you, toons they're invincible. They're immortal.
Sounds like Marvel Comics.
Yeah, especially comic books. I mean, come on. I think the only person that stayed dead so far is Uncle Ben from Spider-Man. Anyway,
I still think he would spank that kitty.
It's because he's a Minuteman. Minute Rice.
Uncle Ben. Yeah.
He's a
Uncle Ben.
menace.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Like his race. No, that's J. Jonah Jameson. Spider-Man,
He's a
you're a
menace.
menace to society.
Mm-hmm.
Put that on the morning edition. Anyway,
That was a pretty good impression.
thank you. I'm available for weddings and funerals. King James has input some more. Let me get ready for this one. Is a good one.
Here we go. Let's hear what Mama has to say on the subject.
Schrodinger put a cat in a sealed box with a poison device tied to a random atomic event. It shows how quantum theory suggests the cat is both alive and dead at the same time until you open the box. Where's that come from?
Talking about Schrodinger's cat.
To your point, host, was the cat pertinent?
Well, it depends at the moment of observation, or measurability is actually a better word. Then, of course, it depends if you believe in Everett's multi-world or classical quantum physics, the wave function collapse or not. The collapsing point is the point of observation, so it becomes real. That's the moment it became permanent as observation, because you saw something, so it's measurable. Until it's measurable or observed, then it's neither permanent nor impermanent. It's in a superposition. That's what they call superposition.
Yeah. But, I have a piece of art on my wall that has a cat peeking out of a box, and it
will be permanent the moment that it's measurable, because you can't measure something that doesn't have a static position.
Right.
That doesn't mean it's still there, though. At the point of measurement doesn't solidify its continuation, localized. That's why particles, or the idea of time, is not localized. But the moment of measurement is a time of permanence. But that particle is not still going to be there after you measure it. But that moment of measurement is a permanence.
You'd be tripping, G.
Well, you did collapse the wave function, like you actually solidified something, or you transferred into another world, whatever you want to believe. Everett's multi-world or classical, doesn't matter.
I believe in the Marvel multiverse.
But something does get permanent at that point.
Frederick says, holy words from King James. And then Frederick says, row/bot AI. Robot AI. Oh, King James has more to say. Oh, goody. At the time, physicists like Niels Bohr argued that a quantum particle effectively has no defined state until it is measured. Schrodinger found this ridiculous when applied to the real world.
Right, because in classical physics, it's not going to be like that. It's like an electron. Like, we don't know if there's just one big electron. It's almost like the old theory of an elephant. If there's 10 people in a room and they're all blindfolded and they grab the elephant, you don't know it's an elephant. You just know what you're grabbing.
Right.
Like, we don't know if there's just one huge electron and we're just seeing it's like a wave in the ocean. It's not like you're seeing a single wave. It's all part of the ocean. It's just interactions of waves. That's what you're seeing, but it's all one ocean. We don't know if it's just a single electron and we're just seeing waves of a single electron, or if there's infinitive amounts of these electrons and they are being measurable. But again, it's irrelevant. It just depends. But that doesn't eradicate permanence, because if you eradicate permanence, there's no reality.
And this
because
is
everything fundamental has to progress up to the classical. That's why you have a table. Even on a quantum level, they may not be touching. But on the classical level, this is pretty solid.
Well, let's get ready to run through some more stuff with King James.
It's hard to run through. It's so thick.
It's true. It's much like mushroom soup.
There's so much.
By linking a microscopic quantum event, atom decay, to a macroscopic event, a cat dying, he showed the prevailing theory led to absurd conclusions, suggesting that a living, breathing creature could be smeared between life and death simply because no one had looked at it yet.
Yeah, that depends on higher level dimensions. Also, you can look into Goldham's theorem.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah.
Oh, wait, no. That was it. I thought I saw more. Nope.
Think about it. Like, if you saw something in a higher dimension down here, you might just see like it just look like an object, but you're actually seeing an elbow. But you wouldn't know it's an elbow because it's in a higher dimension.
Yeah, that was the whole purpose of the book Flat World, right?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, also the Philadelphia experiment.
Yeah, it could be something like you get like a glitch, like a Mario glitch. like stuck halfway into the side of the end of
Wait a
the
second. You've
Their problem.
never
Elder?
heard. Well, just that I'm shocked that you guys have never heard of the book Flat World.
I've never heard of
I've never
anything.
heard of
Flatland. It's Flatland. I'm
You're
sorry.
talking about like
Flatland.
two-dimensional worlds.
Yeah, I've never heard of anything.
It's a very small short book, but it explains how a two-dimensional creature would view a three-dimensional creature entering its plane of existence. I mean, it's more to it than that, but I've always been fascinated by the fact that if a three-dimensional object was passing, like a sphere, was passing through a two-dimensional plane, you'd see a point at first, and then the point would become a line and grow larger and larger, and then start shrinking, and then all of a sudden become a point again, and then disappear. So the two-dimensional being would have no idea whatsoever what a sphere was. He would just see a point growing, shrinking, and into a line, and then to your point, no pun intended, host. The two dimensions, you couldn't conceive of one because of the other. The
Right.
two-dimension couldn't conceive of a three-dimensional object. It's just kind of a fascinating study. But yeah.
Like a four-dimensional object would be able to see inside the box.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like he doesn't have to, he's not restricted by the dimensional limitations of a three-dimensional reality. They'll be able to see more because they're on the bird eye view of the higher dimension.
Oh, man. So King James is cranking it out.
What's going on outside?
I don't know.
No, I'm
AI
saying
has a
literally,
lot
there's
of
something
time
going
the
on
fan.
outside.
Oh, outside? It's something
Can't
gunshots or
discuss that
whatever?
as classified.
It's
All right,
it's
so,
something bad.
Here I go. I'm not hearing anything from my side. King James says, I align more with Everett's theory. Alternative no collapse theories are not considered superior for various reasons, such as the non-locality inherent in Bohemian mechanics. C. Brown and Wallace, 2005. And they all share the disadvantage of posting additional structure.
Well, you know, what's interesting
Positing
about that is
additional
that
structure.
last year the Nobel Prize was given to these two scientists that discovered that non-localized functions is actually a reality.
King James, you're killing me here. You're killing me, man.
It's actually a very interesting phenomenon, but it's again, I don't know why.
What? How did it turn to that? Though is my question. Like, how did this start? You know what? I'm not reading this. I am not reading all this. King James, screw you, my friend. I'm sorry. I'm not falling victim to your AI proliferation of verbiage. Say,
You want me to read it? I mean, I could read
you
it.
can if you
want to take
want.
a break.
Hey, listen. I'll take a break. You want to go through this? Amen to you.
I really don't, but
Well, you don't have to. I mean, the chats. I mean, if people really want to read this, this is recorded. You can go back and read it later.
yeah, Mr. James, you want us to read this?
I mean, I usually try to be fair, but I mean,
air.
I think he's.
Did I say James?
I don't know. It
I
seems
don't know
like
who you
he's.
talk
I say host. I was reading something. Yeah.
I think that there's it's just kind of inflating some words here. I mean, it
Well,
sounds like a
inflation
lot
is
of,
real.
Well, he's not using incorrect terminology, but
no, but I mean, I think it looks a lot like AI. I don't know.
but the end synopsis doesn't seem to be up to date.
Hey, King James, here's
It's
a
up to date
question
with
for
the
you, buddy.
inflation.
Where I'm just
Like,
curious.
you can see the
King James,
inflation
where
even-
are you located? Where are you from? Or where are you living? I should say. What
We probably just
area?
lost 4 viewers.
Did we lose? Oh man! You see, oh,
I don't think they like cats.
Huh. Anyway, yeah, I mean, like, I would love if you're close enough to me. I'd love to meet up with you, King James, and yeah, just prove that you're a human being. Anyway,
Is that nobody else has anything to say in the chats?
um,
That's everything.
well, how can you when it's flooded when there's no room
He
for
just
anybody
wiped
to-
everybody out. Shoot.
Yeah. Come on. I mean, hey, Noah, what's up with you, man? We haven't heard you from.
Why don't you give us?
Iron Man just sent. Oh, skip it.
Whoa.
All right. Well,
Whoa.
our veteran member has spoken. He's got seniority, so we will skip it. Yeah.
Hey, King James, why don't you tie all of this that you're talking about with QCD and color charge?
No, please don't. Don't. You could talk about cotton candy or
So we can lose our
puppy
last
dogs or
viewer.
yeah. I mean, goldfish. I don't know. Just something relatable. My goodness. You trying to prove that you're the big brain or something? I don't know.
Anyway,
Dude,
what about
seriously.
you and Gravity, Elder?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, what a week! What a week! As you know, it was slated that Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, we were going to lose gravity for 7 seconds. According to Discord, I did see some folks had some impact during that 7 seconds, and of course, we saw that. I think it was it Brian? I think it was Brian. Rod had mentioned that he was on the toilet at the time, and that was very messy. And of course, Noah Cloud had mentioned how he was very grateful because he got his yard cleaned up. And I'm like, that is good news.
Got something in your nose?
I had everything in my house tied down, including my wife and my son. So
Got those
and the
ratchet
pets,
straps.
the cats, yeah.
Yeah, we've
So
been
we didn't
holding it
feel
down
anything.
over here on our end too. Over here, we've been holding it down.
Yeah, we didn't feel anything. So I don't know. I guess when I looked outside, everything returned back to normal. So there we go.
You almost did. So,
Yeah.
how did everybody else react in your neighborhood?
I haven't really seen any people in my neighborhood since then, so I don't know.
Maybe
I'm
they all
assuming
died.
they're probably all on vacation. But I don't know. Maybe it did affect them. I mean, is 7 seconds of no gravity enough to get you up, into space? Maybe.
Can you imagine going to the bathroom at that time? Thankfully,
Well, yeah,
I wasn't.
Brian Rod did, man. Brian Rod said it was a mess.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
He experienced it, and I'm sorry
Yeah.
for that. That's a shame, but
You know
yeah.
what I was thinking about? How to make a lot of salt pepper by boiling manure, so you can start making gunpowder.
Gunpowder, yeah.
But you got to boil a lot of manure.
Is it specific type of manure?
No, not really.
What about human?
Yeah, of course you can.
What about
you can
manure
use human.
from aspartame or E. coli manure? Can you boil that?
It's just you need actually organic material, like
It is organic.
and so technically, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So it basically leaches the saltpeter out of the dung.
I mean, yeah, I was just thinking how the ancients were coming up with, gunpowder. Somebody had to boil manure.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
how
who
bad
figured
did
out
that
that
stink?
those combination of elements
Yeah,
would be
charcoal,
explosive? Charcoal,
saltpeter.
sulfur, and saltpeter. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's
which
like,
saltpeter
wow.
is actually potassium nitrate, I think.
Somebody had to figure this out.
Yeah,
Well, somebody probably farted next to a fire and saw that it combusted.
But that's methane. That's
But no, so well, you didn't let me finish. So they
Okay.
did
oh, I'm
that.
sorry.
Then they had eggs, and they smelt the eggs smelt like that same fart smell.
Oh,
So then-
I see.
Then they started boiling eggs, and
poop.
they found out they actually blow up. So then they went
Right.
down the line thinking, like, wow, okay, well, there's some power in this stuff. So then they went from there to
Well, I mean,
connecting it, boiling poop.
Yeah,
They're
I
like, well,
mean,
what happens if we boil
boiling
poop
poop.
then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And they
smells like
captured
it.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, when you boil the manure, it reduces, and what you're left with this anhydrous substance, this saltpeter. Somehow they figured out that this substance mixed with sulfur and charcoal created this combustive. I mean, somebody had to figure this out.
Yeah,
I mean, the
people are
charcoal's
probably.
the tricky part.
And it's like, how in the world do you know that these three things put together is how you create this thing? I mean, that to me,
How did they figure
that's
that out?
amazing.
The original Breaking Bad guy,
Like, I mean,
Eisenhower, or whatever his name
I'm saying the
was.
first person. who
Yeah, the
figured this
first,
out.
the
No,
first
it was the
Eisenhower.
Chinese that figured it out.
Right. Well, it's
was
just
the Chinese, yeah.
strange. It's like, that seems like alien tech. Like, how
You-
do you know this?
And
Do you
then maybe
think
they
it could
just
have been something to do with the elemental nature of those things? Because remember, I mean, as you've said much in the past, there's a lot of kind of holistic things associated with Chinese.
That's true. They have a
medicine
long history
and-
of doing TCM,
Yeah.
so a lot of people die, just testing stuff. But this is very proprietary. Like, you got to combine these three things. There's so many other things you could have done. Like somebody that had to boil
Maybe they did.
boiled
Maybe they,
manure,
they
and then it's
spent
like,
years.
oh, you see this like
combining
salty
different
stuff out
things.
here? Let's throw this in with some charcoal and some sulfur, and let's see what happens.
wasn't China the leading people who came up with the 2 girls in 1 cup idea?
Of course. Who else could?
Yeah,
I mean, if you can make gunpowder.
that's what I'm saying. So
Kaboom,
they're
kabow.
no stranger to danger.
Grandma's not here now.
Those guys invented Lysol.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just always interesting how these ancient times could, figure this stuff out. Any
Yeah.
civilization.
I'll leave it to the Chinese.
Sure.
Chinese.
It's just weird. So thinking about old things.
What will you think of next, China?
Well, here you go, gentlemen. Chinese alchemists discovered gunpowder during the 9th century in the Tang dynasty while trying to make a magical potion for eternal life.
And they melted. They start boiling dung to do that.
Yeah,
It accidentally caught fire and exploded.
But they had to throw everything in.
How about that? Well, they were experimenting, trying to find a potion.
That just doesn't sound right. It just sounds like too much chance.
sounds like too much tang.
I mean, to me, that just sounds like somebody told you this.
So, is this where we get the term tang from? Like, you go and you get this powder, and
Talking about orange juice, but
Yeah.
not the real one.
yeah, and you mix it. It's some kind of eternal life elixir.
Well, the astronauts drink it, so it's got to be good for something, right?
Isn't
Yeah,
the
it's tang.
Isn't
It's
the
space
handle
juice.
part of a knife called the tang?
Isn't
Actually, the what part of it?
The handle part, not that wooden part, but the metal pointy part at the end where the wooden part goes in, isn't called the tang of the knife?
Yeah, because a knife could be a full tang
Yeah.
knife, which means the handle, the metal
It's just
protrudes through the handle, and
arbitrary
yeah,
information.
and it's considered a much sturdier knife or sword.
But anyway,
I just call it a handle.
yeah.
Pummel, and the pummel card.
I see some more chats in there.
They don't. You just think you do.
I can't
There's no
read it. I don't have my glasses on.
King James says, "Public school is to blame for your guys' ignorance. I'll just bite my tongue." Well, he's being
Yeah,
snooty
you do
now.
that. You do that, bro.
Mm.
And then Frederick says, shit happens when you step on dog shit. It's rather philosophical. And then David Zerm says, King James, which data center are you from? And are they trying to build you a new one? Because boy, howdy, that's an uphill battle. Nobody wants
Well,
a data
Mr.
center near
James,
them.
we're waiting.
I read that Anthropic is preparing for their IPO, and they're going for a $2 trillion valuation, which would be larger than even SpaceX. So it's going to be the largest IPO if it goes for $2 trillion.
Unbelievable.
Isn't it interesting that right now the largest IPOs in history are all happening this year?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
It's because of all the ignorance out there.
what's one have to do with the... Never mind. It's okay. Yeah, I just wish they'd trickle down some of that. I'd like to see some of that 1 trillion or 2 trillion. Be nice.
Well, I think a lot of people are investing, like, because everybody wants to do it. I hear people talking about it all the time. Investing
In Anthropic.
in anything.
Oh.
So people are just throwing their money everywhere. Sometimes they hit it big because a lot of people gamble, so it's just gambling for them. They're like, hey, if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. But they don't realize that if you don't win, it's worse than gambling because you actually go in the negatives. And gambling, you just put it in, and if you don't get anything, you don't get anything. But with this, it actually can take from you too, and I think that's where all the money's coming from in the world market.
You can do that too. It's called margin. Like people borrow money, and now they're doing leverage. You can do leverage investing, but you can also borrow from the house in a casino, and now you're into negatives. Now you're in debt. People do that too, but yeah, that's a whole another thing.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know. Are they trying to build any data centers around you guys?
Mm-mm. It's not
fortunate.
plausible over here.
No.
Yeah.
Is that Bosnia again? I think you mentioned.
Well, we're not there anymore today. We're in Tibet tonight.
Oh, well, Tibet is again, other than mountainous region, but temperature-wise, it would be good to build a data center there.
We're on
server
the top
farm.
of the Himalayas.
Oh no, not there. That would be tough.
Yeah.
How'd you get up there?
Got our ways.
All right. Mystical.
Anything else in the chats? I can't read.
Just Frederick says, I'm tired of all this shit.
You said Bose mode?
Hold on.
What? Bosemont, Montana?
Only thing I can
The
think
Bodmo.
Bod mode.
Bod.
God mode.
Bodmo.
What about the Bose Einstein?
It's a Tibetan woman apparently, so that's what we are, but we're not shacking it up.
The Bose Einstein condensate.
No, Bodmo.
Bod
Skags.
spray.
They're called.
Do you remember that really cheap? I don't know if it was before you guys' time. Maybe it still exists, but it was like 99 cents, and you can get Bod. It's BOD Bod spray.
Oh yeah,
Like the cheapest. Like it was like before Axe. It was just basically what Axe is, but it was like 99 cents. It was super cheap.
I didn't wear cologne in that time, even when Axe came out.
Me neither.
Yeah, it was just, I thought it stank. I still think it stank.
Yeah. I think it stinks more than I would stink. Yeah, right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was never into body spray, but
we'll stick to our tubas.
they did. It came actually in a spray bottle, and it was called Bod spray.
Yeah, and some guys, man, they marinate in it, and it's like disgusting. I mean, it's if you give yourself a hint of it, it's one thing, but if like you're 5 feet away from me and I can smell you, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's good for the person either.
Yeah, it's offensive.
Are you into beetle leaf or beetle nuts?
No, I'm not.
I didn't know
Thanks for
beetles
asking.
had nuts.
I didn't either.
What? What are what are what's
I
beetle
mean,
nuts?
I'm in Tibet
Not like
right
a beetle
now.
juice. You take the nuts off and squeeze them, and you get beetle juice.
In Tibet, that's one of the bigger commodities.
Oh,
Yeah, we're in our chubs right now.
Yeah, we're chubbing.
Chubs are traditional ankle-length robes worn by Tibetan men and women. So we're just over here
Sounds good.
chilling.
so it's a
Chilling in
unisex
chubs.
thing.
Yeah, of course.
What's those sandals? Are those called chugs? Chinkos? Chunkos? Chocos? There's like those sandals everybody buys. They're like they're like thick sandals, but they're all straps.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
look
yeah.
like ancient Roman sandals,
They're like Chicos or something.
Chenkos or something like that.
Yeah. What are we even talking
I
about?
don't know. Well, we got our chubas. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You into
Yep.
that?
Oh, Bill says I used to use this stuff. It was called Summer's Eve. If I'm not mistaken, that was a female product, Bill. And
Is that
David
from the
Zerm
Channel
says
brand?
China's Chuckas, Chuck of boots. But what were the chocks? Were they chocks?
I have a feeling
Jones?
someone's about to bring up something really deep and profound right now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we're gonna run out of time. It's like, oh, that's time.
That always happens. I'm waiting
Nobody
for
wants
Tom
to talk
jump
about
on there.
chubas. Nobody wants to hear about face.
It's just a weird thing. These are these moments that makes me feel a little awkward.
What are you going on about tubas?
Chubas are robes that they wear here in Tibet.
Tubas, not tubas.
No, chubas.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were putting on like a musical instrument and walking around in it.
Oh man, respect the threads.
Respect the brass.
I bought a new sheet for my bed. It's a bamboo fiber.
That's nice, isn't it? That bamboo. You wouldn't think it. Looking at
It's
a
supposed
piece
to
of
be
bamboo,
very
but
cooling. It does keep me cool.
I feel like
Yeah,
it's
we have 'em.
splinter into my skin.
no, it's very nice.
It's a textile.
You'd
It's
be
kind of like
surprised
how
what
do you
you can-
use
yeah.
hemp, and hemp turns and you can make a fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like it'd be
and
like
then when you're done, you
fiberglass.
can smoke it. You can smoke your shirt. Get
I
a little
mean-
high.
Hemp doesn't have that. It's restricted by how much THC you can have in hemp to be legally hemp.
That would be pretty cool if you had a THC filled sheet. I don't even know if they make those. Well, probably not. Probably because it's illegal. But I mean, you just go to sleep and you go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
doing any of that. I was just talking about bamboo fiber.
You can't really
Bamboo
went from
textiles.
My understanding is that hemp is supposed to be very comfortable for t-shirts. I saw an ad for it. I don't know if it's true, but looked interesting.
Yeah, to make hemp soap, hemp everything. You can hemp out your life. You can pimp your ride or you can hemp your ride. You can have it all hemped out.
Well, they
You
have.
can get his Ernest Hemingway.
They use all kinds of textile fibers to even make building products, like a different type of cinder block. So, anyway, I'm just.
You kids on the block.
I know a
Yeah.
lot about textiles because studying smart textiles. They utilize different kinds of fabrics to integrate to see which one would be better to conform to moldability when they were trying to figure out smart textiles.
It'd be cool if they had a smart textile glove and it was made out of hemp, and you just put your hand up to your nose like this, like you're thinking at a business meeting.
Maybe I'm just lying.
And you
Yeah,
could
but the
just
thing
breathe
is, you have
in.
to set it on fire, though.
Huh?
You'd have to set it on fire.
Well, yeah, it's true. Well, they have dab pens that I guess I don't really know how it works exactly, but it's not like there's a fire in there or anything. It just blows smoke up your mouth.
Blow smoke up your butt.
No, you don't want to take it in that way. You want it to blow it up your mouth.
David Zerm says, I changed my pronouns to she/it. Shit.
That's poop.
That's a paradox. You actually accepted a gender exclusiveness while correlating it with a inclusive identity at the same time. Like, wow, what are you?
Bill says, oh, this is a great quote. This is a mix between Kentucky bluegrass and a California sensimilla. You can play 9 holes, then roll it up and smoke it. Bill Murray from Caddyshack.
Well, Kentucky bluegrass is actually a good type of grass. In Florida, we like to use centipede or St. Augustine grass. I'm talking about literal grass. I'm not talking about the grass you smoke.
Well, this was from a movie called Caddyshack, which is another pretty good movie from the 80s. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is Dumbo.
I know a lot about grass, too. I'm talking about real grass.
Wait a second. Dumbo was from the 60s, not the 80s.
Was it really? Was Dumbo in the
Yeah,
60s?
it was from the 60s.
This is all arbitrary. You guys gonna be
Well, because Dumbo, I grew up on it, but I was, as a kid, I remember watching it over and over again on the VHS. But, I wasn't high or anything. That I just watched it, but I always felt like I was high just watching it. Especially, it always felt weird. Like I never liked that feeling that I would get when they get drunk, and then all these weird elephants start coming out.
And weevils.
Yeah, the whole thing was weird. I never liked it. It made me feel uneasy as a kid.
You like dumb plant?
No, just Dumbo.
That's a real thing, too.
Yeah, like,
Our chubas.
My favorite plant when I was a kid was a split-leaf philodendron.
That's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty specific.
Yeah, I know. My grandpa grew it out in his yard.
Did you smoke it?
They don't smoke that stuff.
You could put it in a salad.
Yeah, you'd never get like those smart Chinese people unless you experimented.
No, my grandpa and my dad both were big into horticulture.
Did you smoke it?
No, just like growing exotic plants that weren't. It was very difficult to grow.
They weren't supposed to be smoked.
Right? Did you smoke it?
That's. I mean, you could, I guess.
Yeah, imagine your grandpa coming out there and just see you, trying to smoke all of his plants.
Yeah, shout out to eucalyptus leaves.
Some good stuff. That's parsley, host. Parsley.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Grandpa.
No.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, go for it. See how it works out for you.
All right.
You got a strong throat?
I don't have a grandpa.
A strong lung?
If you have a grandpa, I got the throat. Yeah.
Okay. You know that you ever seen tonsil stones? You know how disgusting that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually this buildup of calcium that's stuck back in these pockets.
Yeah, I think everybody probably has some. I actually mess with my own. I just clean my own self.
Oh, you pull out the stones?
Yeah, you just get like chopsticks work the best because they go all the way.
What?
They'll go all the way back.
What?
It's actually a big contributor to bad breath. Your stomach is also
guys
when you have sour
talking
stomach,
about?
but these tonsil stones
Well,
actually.
you never heard of that?
No.
You never heard
stones?
of tonsil stones?
No.
Look it up. It'll make you feel really good
Yeah, it's
inside.
disgusting.
I mean, kidney stones.
Oh no, they're just
Raisins.
large
They're just
build up stones in your back of your mouth.
Huh. Wow. Now I'm really curious.
Yeah, they're not bad or hazardous really.
You don't want to swallow it if possible.
Yeah, I mean it's just old food build up in your throat.
Food, calcium, all kinds of stuff.
People have
And you use a chopstick to get rid of it.
Well, you can use
I
almost
do.
anything to push
I mean-
it. Like there's cavity, like holes, orifices. You push it, and you can pop them out. But some people, they cough, and when they cough, it flies out of their mouth.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
This is probably a bad idea.
Oh, you're gonna look it up?
Yeah.
a bad idea, right?
That's a
I
bad
seen you
idea.
tonight.
I
It's
don't
a bad
think this is
idea,
good
right?
idea.
No, I was
I wanna
thinking.
see
I
what
know
this
that
looks
he's
like.
my ex.
What are we? What? What are we? What are you talking about?
Oh. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh no, no!
Yes.
Hey,
Oh, I gotta stop.
is it
Oh,
that
Lord.
good?
Yes, I know
Oh,
that
my
he's my ex.
Disgusting.
Daddy's
poke
home.
here, poke here, poke there.
But Can't and Friends
didn't
this
even know there
weekend
was
next.
orifices
Biggest lie
back
ever
there.
said.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm not going to be able to eat for a while. Oh,
Imagine if
God.
you pulled one out. It was like a nice shiny pearl.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well, that would
Imagine
be-
if you
that
made
would
like
be
a necklace full
money.
of tonsil stones.
See, now I'm gonna be wondering what the hell's back in my mouth.
Yeah. It's
Well,
back
it's
there.
all the way in the back of your throat, like where your uvula is.
Ah,
Whatever
uvula.
that.
You're gonna get throat punched. What are you doing?
It's getting that time. You tell my cognitive's slipping a little bit.
Hey. Slip.
Yeah,
and
we got 10
fall.
minutes more of this insanity. And
What do
this
they
was a
call
short
that?
show.
What's that? Orifice? A
Orifice
skedabbity
building.
box? Skedabbity hole? Skedabbity bag?
Maybe a cavity.
Skibbity,
No.
skibby.
A scoofus
Hole?
bag?
Yeah, I don't know.
The thing that you, when you can't poop, you got to have a bag.
Oh, colostomy
A
bag.
colostomy bag.
Yeah.
There it is. Skibbity bag.
Yeah, that's probably what they're going to be called in the future.
Yeah.
We'll call it a skippity bag, sure.
Yeah, no, we just call our mouths cavities.
Mm. Well, it is. It is a hole.
Mm-hmm. Every time my dentist looks in there, it's what he calls it. So
Does he put you under?
Now I can't
Mhm.
look away.
yeah, those are. It's probably like pimple popping
Yeah.
people.
Do you like those videos?
Yeah, jeez.
Me, no, I don't like
Oh.
it.
Goodness.
I
That
don't
is
like it at
unreal.
all.
What about the ones where they pull out
Except
the
Chevy.
hangnails and hang toes? Where they, the nails really deep into the skin, it's all infected, and they have to like pull it all out and clean it.
I don't really know if I like those either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't think I like those.
Do you like watching people clean their yard?
No, I don't love that either.
Like
Like
a
a
what do you call it? A high pressure washer,
Mm-hmm.
like in the beginning.
Yeah, a lot of people, they feel like that's a satisfying video to watch.
One
Yes.
guy, there's a guy who actually goes and cleans up people's yards.
Oh yeah.
He
Yep.
cleans up pretty nice.
Yeah, he
But
does.
one lady, and he makes a lot of videos of that too. Like you could actually watch it. It is satisfying. Watch him,
Restore a yard.
yeah, trim all the bushes and all that
Yep,
stuff.
it is very satisfying.
Yeah, but then one lady actually got mad at him and for cleaning up her yard, and she called
Yeah.
the police and said that he vandalized it. So now he doesn't do it anymore, I guess.
People must
I
really
thought that
like
was the
that.
next door neighbor. It wasn't because he always asks permission before he does it. I thought it was the woman from across the way came over and complained that he had no right to do it. I thought-
You might be right. I don't remember.
And I think he said he would do hers for free. I think just to calm her down. Yeah. No, I
Oh.
think he's still doing it. I think
Wow,
he's still
if that's the case, that's genius. I don't remember that. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're a Karen and you complain and you get free service out of it, that's what they do. I guess they just get everything for free in life because they complain so much.
Well, I think the idea that the guy is doing is genius. Do all these yards for free, get these videos that are making 10 million views, and making money off of the videos.
Yeah, and then write it all off as charity. Like that yard over there, that was 10 mil. That yard over there was at least $5
Cleaning
grand.
up like a waste zone.
Yeah, I clean up nice.
Oh, I just realized I had my tonsils removed when I was a kid, so I don't have any in there to collect stones. So I'm stone free.
Well, they can be in the back area, like by your cheeks, in the way backs.
I don't think I have any of those.
If you look at these videos, you can tell they're also in the side, not necessarily right at the tonsil level. Anyways, it's just build up and stuff. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's fascinating. I'll check it out.
do we have any more chats?
Well, let me close the window with the tonsil stones and see what we got.
You'd probably just minimize that screen so you keep watching it while we're talking.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Be
what
gone.
you're doing, isn't it?
Be gone, tonsil stones. Be gone.
You need to mix that in with your Alfredo.
Oh, there we go. Bill says Augustine grass is used in gay communities exclusively. Oh, St. Augustine grass is I don't understand.
Was that
and
King
David-
James?
No, that was Iron Man Bill.
He's talking
Said
about all this
St.
information stuff.
Augustine grass is used in gay communities exclusively.
Gay?
Yeah.
No,
Whoa.
that's not real.
Um,
It's different kinds of grass depending on what kind of texture you want. Golf courses use. It just depends on what you want, what kind of grass you want.
David Zerm says poodle dog bush is worse than poison ivy. It looks like weed, and there were kids that smoked and were seriously injured. Oh my goodness! Wow. So
That's a
it's
new thing. I
apparently
never even
toxic,
heard of
yeah.
that plant. What do you call it?
Poodle dog bush.
I've never
Just
even
look
heard of
that
that.
one up.
Weird.
That's a new one to me.
Well,
And,
couldn't you smell it? Why? How could they not? How do you mistake that smell?
Well, I think it looks like it. I don't know. Yeah. And there's a at symbol. So the at symbol line 8761 subtonsil stoners.
What's up?
And then Bill says host said he uses St. Augustine grass, so I assumed it's in gay communities as well.
It could be. I don't think it's
Wow.
exclusive.
Gay?
That's rough. That's rough stuff, man. Well, is there any? We got 5 minutes left. Is there any great revelations or any wisdom that needs to be imparted to our audience before, we don't see them for another week?
Yeah, I feel like we should get
they need
really
to live
deep right
by?
now. So, going back to Grotiger's cat.
I was thinking more metaphysical. Like that guy who was asking.
I'm still on that metamechanical level.
Wow, that's not getting lower. That's getting higher.
Yeah, I know.
The first physics.
Yeah, I'm on a whole nother level.
Metamechanics. That's the first
You're on
mechanic.
the parking level, man.
It's the highest mechanic.
Yes.
In rank.
Oh, stripes. No stars.
Yeah, here.
That was a
and
good movie. Stripes. That's another good movie from the 80s.
I
Stripes.
don't even know what you're talking about.
Me neither.
Oh, come on, man. You got to get on this. You got to get on the DVDs. New technology. DVDs, man. Throw them in the disc player.
I'm still, I'm a lot of movies I catch up on. And one of the movies I've been trying to watch still is Tombstone.
Oh.
For some reason, the universe wouldn't have it that I see this stupid movie. But
Maybe
if
there's
I try to eat at Doc Harper's, the thing it looks really stupid inside. And anytime I tell people it looks so stupid, people are like, "Oh, well, you just haven't seen the movie then. You just got to see the movie." I'm like, "Why are there thousands of boots hanging on the ceiling? Like, you just have to see the Tombstone because that whole Doc Holidays." And maybe this is giving away where we are, but
I'm pulling up the satellite as we speak.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about Doc Martens.
no, Doc Holidays. It's a Western restaurant. You go in. There's
What you're talking
there's guns everywhere on the walls. Like every single square inch is
like
covered.
Bass Pro?
It's a restaurant where you eat burgers and steak and everything manly.
Like a Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, something like that. But this is a Texas steakhouse.
Isn't that what Texas Roadhouse is?
Yeah, but this one has a steak in it, in the name.
I thought you said it's Doctor something.
Yeah, you're right. I lied. It's
Dr. Steak?
No, it's Dr. Holiday.
What are you even talking about?
What are you even talking about?
It feels like a superposition.
Yes, I know that he's my ex.
Daddy's home.
Okay, hold on. Time out. So
I don't.
there's you go
Are
in
you
there.
taking a phone call?
It looks like a someone's on the phone. So if you go into Doc Holiday's, it looks really stupid, is what I'm saying. There is junk all over the walls. It is whoever decorated that thing.
So it's a
needs
crap
to be
on the wall
fired.
place.
Huh?
Crazy crap on the wall place. We have
Well,
restaurants
I mean,
like that around here.
That actually sounds like a good restaurant.
Yeah, no, I don't really care what they do with their money, but to me, that looks like they're cutting on the quality of the food and putting where they should be putting the money for the quality of the food and service. They're putting it on really bad decor, because the guns that they have hanging up all over the walls are real guns, which had to have cost a fortune. The boots, literally, you cannot see the ceiling. There are
They could be
thousands,
replicas.
probably millions of boots that line the entire ceiling. It looks weird. And I'm like, what is
Is there a
that? These
guy
are
on a- is
brand
there-
new boots, leather boots.
Is there a guy on a horse outside?
No.
What are we even talking about?
Because there's boots hanging from the ceiling in this, man.
What, the Four Horsemen?
I'm
There's-
seeing boots on the ceiling.
There is a big sign that says Dr. Holiday.
There's a guitar up on there. It looks like Doc Holliday on a horse.
Yeah, sounds very familiar.
Oh, there's a gun on it looks like is that the restroom door? Or maybe it's the door to the outside. It's an actual revolver that they attach to the door as a door handle. That's pretty clever.
Yes, I know that he's my ex. But can't some friends just reconnect? Biggest lie ever said.
Oh, a lot of cowboy
Daddy's
hats.
here.
That's a lot of cowboy hats, let me tell you.
Yeah, there's a lot of cowboy junk.
You're going to call me your grandfather?
You're going to call me Dr. Holiday.
Doc Holliday's Roadhouse? Doc Holliday's Roadhouse. Looks like the front of the Alamo.
What are you even talking about?
Well, yeah.
And there's like silhouettes of the guys that were in the Tombstone movie.
Yep.
I don't know. It looks
I
kind of
feel
it's
all
kitschy.
alone.
Oh, they got a moose up on the wall. Of course, they have to have a moose. What the
Yep.
hell? Moose probably
They have
talks, too.
some statues. They
Oh,
have
there's a bear.
if you look at the ceiling, I'm telling you guys, anybody go to drholidays.com and you'll see all kinds of cool stuff.
Holy crap! Yeah, look, all the boots. That's nuts. This
I'm
is
telling you.
interesting.
Host.
There's an alligator.
So Host isn't from the same area that I'm from. So
Yeah.
he's never been in one of these before. And
I've
it's
been to
just that
barbecue
simple.
joints.
But you haven't been to a doctor's holiday.
A
Well, you
doctor's
know.
holiday.
Have you seen Tombstone?
See, what's that?
It's
I know Tombstone Pizza.
apparently Tombstone has something to do with this stupid restaurant. I'm not gonna lie. So the hamburgers were like $25 a piece.
Whoa.
Yeah. And they were good, not that good. I mean, I'd probably pay like $20 a piece for these. Yeah, they were pretty expensive.
There's
Yeah, I'm not doing
Yeah, it's not
the
that good. I wouldn't do
rifles-
that either.
The rifles on the front door as door handles is pretty wild.
Yeah, there's guns everywhere, and
Well,
it's
why,
been
why wouldn't there be? It's a Wild West.
I'm telling you, these are real guns too. Like those guns on the doors are they're real. All of them are real.
Interesting.
Maybe
Yeah,
they're
well, I mean,
restaurants backed by a militia, and that's just like a secret place where, in case they need to, bear arms, they're ready to go. And the key word is
armed
come
bearers,
here to get a hamburger. But it's really them just ready to get the arms off the wall and start to bear them.
Hamburger and a revolver, sure. I mean, it's lever action. Yeah,
If you had a name like Doctor's Holiday, you would think it's more medical.
No, it's Doc Holidays.
It's Doc Holiday, and Doc is a
Isn't that
nickname
the
that he was
Doc is
given.
Doctor?
Yeah, but kind of like I don't know, it's some kind of Western thing.
The
It's a
Doctor's
Western
Holiday.
thing, it was
Yeah,
just,
it's,
a
And,
doctor,
that'd be cool. I mean, it's like a
cowboy
medical
boots,
theme.
We'll just have to see the movie.
You guys really should see it. It's pretty good. It's got
I'm
Val
not big into
Kilmer in it.
westerns.
Yeah, it has a lot of movie stars in there. Like, it's all-star cast and everything, but it's an old Western film. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm just dying to know why Doc Holidays has all this stuff. Like, they even have cowboys on almost every single parking spot has cowboys. There's this giant cowboy standing. It's like an iron cowboy standing out front of the doors.
Wow, I just had an idea for a restaurant. Call it Pandemic, and all the themes of the food are viruses.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
That actually would be fun.
Wow, and you had the recipes, and they all kind of it embodies the certain type of virus, like
I
the
like
Spanish flu would be like a Spanish dish or something.
That'd be
and
kind of cool.
it's
Yeah.
like call it Pandemic.
Yeah.
Black Plague could
See,
be like,
Somebody
something
do
with
it.
black beans in it or something.
That's a theme,
That is a theme.
and you can kind of make it dark
Copyright it quick.
and make it
Quick.
creepy. People have that vibe. You going in,
Yeah, all the waiters and waitresses would be in scrubs with.
yeah, all look like Fauci.
Whoa. Yeah.
Nah,
I
then
can't-
people would lose their appetite and leave.
Maybe
Not me.
Or they
I'd
would
go.
just-
believe anything you
you
told
just go
them
around
about
saying
the
I plead the
menu.
fifth.
I'd go to the bar and get a couple of shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, look at that. See, somebody needs to
shots
just go
at
ahead
the
and take it.
bar,
I mean,
I
it's
like
right
it.
there. I just gave you a great idea.
I'm taking it.
The whiskey could be actually in the hypodermics, and you just
Yeah, and it's measured
shot,
by
you just shoot it into your
milliliters.
mouth, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I want a 5 milliliter shot.
Yeah, honestly, the
Yeah.
bartender could be dressed in that weird bird thing that they wore.
Oh yeah, the black
bird,
plague.
yeah,
Black plague bird.
yeah.
yeah.
Man, that's sexy.
Yeah,
Plague
this could be
doctor, yeah.
great. This could be perfect. Well, anyways, that's all the time we have for this
Got
week.
an idea here, boys. We got an idea here.
It's
By the way,
another-
just so
he's
you
my
know,
ex.
Doc Holliday's full name was John Henry Holiday.
That makes
Doc
sense.
was just
Doesn't
a
ring
nickname.
anything.
So I wanted to make
Ring a
sure we
bell.
were clear about
I can
that.
see how they got that.
Yeah.
John Henry?
Yeah, I can see that.
Isn't that like a mythological figure who would like beat the train?
Probably.
Yeah, he punched out a train.
No, wasn't there like this race between John Henry and some train or machine, and he dug through the mountain faster?
Who could build the track faster?
Mhm.
Him or
Was that John
Machine.
Henry?
I don't
John
remember.
Henry. John Henry
Oh.
Irons or just John Henry? I forget. I think it's just John Henry.
Wow.
Yeah, he's one of the, like Johnny Appleseed.
Was that
Paul
what you guys
Bunyan.
talking
He's
about?
one of
This
the-
holiday?
Doc Holliday was a real human figure during the West. Yeah, Western
I
times.
don't like this name. This name doesn't fit anything. This is like a stupid game.
Watch
We were
the
playing.
movie.
Like you said, these weird phrases, and you had to try to figure out what they're saying. See, I'm not good at this.
Colleague, your mission this week is to get hosts to watch that movie.
What's that game
I don't
called?
know how you're going to do it, but try. Yeah.
Word.
I don't remember.
Word
Mad
something.
Gab or something.
Yeah, I'm not good at that stuff. Colleague was pretty good. I
Yeah.
mean,
Ad-lib.
my brain could never figure this out. Anyways, that's all the time we have. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's conversation and whatever just happened. But it was fun as always. And tune in this Saturday. I think you guys will enjoy it. Colleague's going to show you some great explicit content. And it's fun for the family, but not for the kids. And as always, that fine gentleman right there, that's Colleague. That's Elder. And I'm the guy with the hat.
He's Doc.
Sure.
Yeah.
I am
He's
a
Doc
doctor.
Host. There you go. Doc
But,
host.
until next time, this is Toilet Time
TV.
and
No, it's the Matrix Network, brought to you by Toilet Time Unlimited.
That is interesting. Maybe it's because it felt like toilet time in the last moments.
I did.
And
like
you did
it.
flush.
I can understand why people would confuse us with them.
And I'm so emotional.
Oh yeah, you're gonna wreck the whole show.
Man,
really.
I love emotion.
You're like
That's good.
Spock with having an emotional outburst.
I'm an
I'm
ocean of emotion
I'm very upset at the situation, Captain.
filled
I'm
with
sorry,
that
I'm losing my cool.
infinitive heavenly potion.
Yeah, I like that.
It's smooth like lotion.
Yeah, like Spock.
Keeps me coasting.
Captain.
Keeps me Spock.
Anyways,
Spock.
bye-bye.
Live long and prosper.